Okay, so this is not coffee. It's also not morning. It's now about 8:30 in the evening. I'm also not in Johannesburg. I'm in Nelspruit at a guest house called Beetle Loop. It is phenomenal. We've actually had our year-end parties here 2 or 3 times. So when Johanna and I walked in here, interesting memories. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about other stuff. So we're on our way to Thornybush and to the Northern Sabi Sands. Tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up nice and leisurely. We're going to head out at 10 o'clock and go and create content. That's what this is about. So what happened today? We woke up in the morning very, very early. I watched the second half of the Lakers game against the Miami Heat. They lost on the last second. Caruso missed the final shot to draw it, but different story. We'll talk about that some other time as well. And then just prepped everything because there's a lot of content stuff going on. So it's Osmos, it's drones, it's cameras and phones and microphones and things. Drove to the office, fetched a battery charger for one of the cameras, got home, started charging the battery. Battery charger didn't work. Serious sense of humor failure. Back to the office, fetch another one, get home, and then basically picked up Johan and his kids, and then we drove through to Nelspruit. So the kids are staying here. Johan's folks owns and runs this, and the kids are staying here. We're going off to Northern Sabi Sands first tomorrow. What else to tell you? Was that another one, huh? There's bush babies coming here. So at the top, there's a little feeding station thing. So hopefully Johan gets some images of a bush baby. It's baited, so we can invite certain photographers over. Different discussion. Okay, not for this video though. Yeah, excited to get back to the bush. It's been a while since going out to focus on the bush. I was in Thornybush a couple of weeks ago, but that was just for me to switch off. So I didn't really focus on the content. This time we're going storytelling. And I think what's missing in a lot of lodges and even personal brands is people just focus on wildlife. It's like if I book at a safari lodge, at a big 5 luxury safari lodge, and you have to tell me there's a lion, like, dude, I'm expecting to see a lion and elephants and those kind of things. It's a big 5 reserve. But so many lodges have just gotten stuck in doing the same shit. It looks like a zoo. And if I look at some of my guests from America who post their wildlife images from Africa, and I look at some lodges' feeds, it's exactly the same. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and tell the people story. Because let's be honest, you stay there for 24 hours. In those 24 hours, actually, I haven't thought about that like this. At the lodge, for 8 hours of the time, let's call it 10 even at a push, you're on a game drive. The other 14 hours is at the lodge, it's people. Where should we pay our attention? See what I'm saying? So it's myself, Johan, Michael, and Krista going up, and then Gert and his husband as well. You want to follow along. It's going to be an exciting and very, very entertaining week. We're going to keep it real online because a lot of people don't. They fake it. Yo, I could go down a rabbit hole now, but I'm trying not to. Should probably stop. But I'm not going to. So a lot of people go out, and what you see in the real life as to who they are, when they show you something online, is not them. And I've said this a couple of times in videos now, but one of the best compliments I've ever received from a guest ever was I met Corin and Tristan at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, and they booked a Mara trip. So we were all arriving different flights, and I met them in the luggage, and it's chaos. Run around, this, that, the other. And when we got to the vehicle, Corin said to me, you know what? You're exactly like you are online. Best compliment ever, because I know it's real. If you see someone being all like uppity and amazing and posing or whatever it is online, and you see them in the real world and it's something else, it's like, I think trust goes out the window. And for me, at least, it does. And I think the one thing we're going to try and do this coming week is to tell you guys the real story about a lodge. Because Johan's done it in the podcast, and I think we mentioned it in a video a while ago as well, is nothing in this world is 100% perfect. Nothing. This whiskey, for example, it's delightful. I'm not going to lie to you. It is glorious. But it could be colder. Or it could have a little bit more of a peaty taste, whatever it might be. But there's all these things that we need to be real about. And that's what we're going to try and do, is tell a real story, so that if you are keen to go to a lodge or something, you're getting the real story. It's not some paid influencer who's paid to tell you only what's good. And this might be an influencer who's a 21-year-old girl who only thinks she's done a shake her ass around on TikTok, and now you pay her to come to your lodge, and she's going to say, "Oh my God, this is the best room ever." Yeah, you've been in 3, and she puts this amazing stuff. You hear what I'm saying here? It's funny. I'm going to discuss this more in the coffee meetings and probably more red wine and whiskey meetings this week. Not going to lie to you. So that's that. Johanna and I, maybe I'm just going to say this a little bit. Johanna and I have been talking about something very interesting, and I think this might happen. So think about your social media. Some of you guys post a lot, some don't. Some are just looking all the time, right? You're just consuming content. How cool would it be if you could determine what content we put out? So just imagine this, just as a broad picture. We get in the car, we do a live feed, and we say to you guys, okay, listen, we are now in Johannesburg. We're going to head north on the N1, which is the main highway. In the next 10 minutes, we want you guys to tell us where we should drive to. You guys can Google, you tell us, okay, either the first person coming up, or most people saying, okay, we want you to head towards Cape Town. And off we go. When we get close to Cape Town, okay, it's a far drive, but you get the point. We'll say, okay, guys, about half an hour out of Cape Town, what hotels would you recommend, or what do you want us to check out? You guys then say to us on the live feed what to do. It becomes an interactive social media experience. I remember way back there was these books, and you would read the story. It's like an adventure book or something, right? And you'd get to the end of page 15, and it was like, okay, and your hero of the story is at this critical moment in the story. He can either run away or he can stab someone with a knife. And at the bottom of the page, it says, if you want to run away, turn to page 74. If you want to stab someone with a knife, go to page 112. And you basically made your own story. You see what I'm saying here? That's all I'm saying for now. There's some exciting stuff going to happen, I think. It's very cool. Anyway, I'm rambling. Still no bush babies up back there. So, I'm going to finish this whiskey and record one more video, and then I'm going to call it a night. Question for the day. What do we ask you guys? It feels like I haven't done one of these for a while. It has been busy. It's been a crazy busy week. And I think this next coming week is going to be busy, but the focus is 100% content. 100%. Videos, images, audios, podcasts, takeovers, lives. That's why we're doing this. Okay, let me make this easy. If we were to do a live content week and you tell us where to go, what to do, and where to stay, would you be keen to follow along? Yes or no? In the comments, tell me down below. Let's see. And that's broad scope, remember? I think it could be fun. Anyway, I'm going to sit and watch this fire for a while. Johan's watching the Bush Baby Station. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. And stay tuned. It's a great week coming up. Cheers. My name is Gerry from Walt and I. Have a good one. Good night.